Here are the most recent deaths in the national news, plus people's reactions to those deaths, as seen at Legacy.com in the fourth week of September 2021. Saxophone player Pee Wee Ellis died September 23, 2021, at his home in England. He died of heart complications at the age of 80. He was the band leader for James Brown and Van Morrison, as well as touring and recording with artists such as Ginger Baker and Maceo Parker. Ellis is being remembered for co-writing songs with James Brown, including Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud. His musical arrangements had a big impact on the development of funk music. Singer Sue Thompson died September 23, 2021, at her daughter's home in Pahrump, Nevada. She died of complications of Alzheimer's disease at the age of 96. She is best known for her pop hits of the early 1960s, including Sad Songs Make Me Cry, Norman, and Paper Tiger. Thompson is also remembered for the country music she sang, both before and after her pop stardom. Percussionist Roberto Roena died September 23, 2021, at the age of 81. He was a legend of salsa music who played with notable bands including El Gran Combo and Fania All-Stars. He is being remembered for his mastery of the bongo drums, as well as for his dancing skills and charismatic showmanship. Billionaire and philanthropist Walter Scott Jr. died September 25, 2021, at the age of 90. Frequently ranked among the wealthiest Americans, he was the longtime CEO of the Omaha-based construction firm Peter Kiewit Sons, Incorporated. Scott is being remembered for using his fortune to support hospitals, universities, and the arts in Omaha and beyond. Actress Jean Hale died August 3, 2021, in Santa Monica, California. She died of natural causes at the age of 82. News of her death was reported this week. She appeared in movies including the spy comedy In Like Flint, as well as the Oscar and St. Valentine's Day Massacre. She's also being remembered for TV appearances on Hogan's Heroes, McHale's Navy, and Batman, in which she played Polly, the hat-check girl who was the Mad Hatter's henchwoman. Singer and pianist George Frayne IV died September 26, 2021, in Saratoga Springs, New York. He died after fighting cancer for several years at the age of 77. He was the frontman for the country rock band Commander Cody and his Lost Planet Airmen, who had a hit with Hot Rod Lincoln in 1972. Frayne is being remembered as a pioneer of the new genre that added roots music to rock and roll. Singer and songwriter Andrea Martin died September 27, 2021, at the age of 49. She wrote hits for R&B artists including Toni Braxton, En Vogue, Monica, and Leona Lewis. Martin is also being remembered for her solo career, with songs including Let Me Return the Favor and Share the Love. Orthopedic surgeon Freddie Fu died September 24, 2021, at a hospice facility in the Pittsburgh area. He died of metastatic melanoma at the age of 70. He was a pioneer in knee surgery, developing new and more successful techniques for repairing ACL injuries in the knees of athletes as well as non-athletes. He is being remembered as a beloved Pittsburgh figure, where he was also head team physician for the university's athletics and company physician for the city's ballet. Pioneering law enforcement officer Penny Harrington died September 15, 2021, at her home in Morro Bay, California. She died of leukemia at the age of 79. She was appointed Chief of Police in Portland, Oregon in 1985, making her the first woman to lead the police force in a major U.S. city. She is being remembered for her work to encourage more women to seek out opportunities in law enforcement. Hammond organist Dr. Lonnie Smith died September 28, 2021, at his home in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, at the age of 79. He was a jazz musician who worked with greats including Marvin Gaye, Etta James, and George Benson. Smith is being remembered as a virtuoso of the Hammond organ, one of the best ever to play the instrument. Beauty influencer Mel Thompson died September 26, 2021, at the age of 35. She was known for her YouTube makeup tutorials, which gained a large audience. Thompson is being remembered as a kind and positive member of the beauty community. Actor Tommy Kirk died September 28, 2021, in Las Vegas at the age of 79. He was a teen actor of the 1950s and 60s who starred in movies including Old Yeller, Swiss Family Robinson, and The Shaggy Dog. Kirk is being remembered as a Disney legend. Actor Michael Tylo died September 28, 2021, at a hospital in Henderson, Nevada, at the age of 73. He was best known for his work in soap operas, especially when he played Quentin Chamberlain on Guiding Light. His other soap opera appearances included The Young and the Restless and General Hospital. Tylo is also being remembered for roles on TV shows including Zorro and Lonesome Dove. Activist Marilyn Golden died September 21, 2021, at her home in Berkeley, California. She died of melanoma at the age of 67. She fought for the rights of people with disabilities, especially for better access to public transportation. Golden is being remembered as an important figure in the passage of the Americans with Disabilities Act. Three people were killed on September 25, 2021, when an Amtrak train derailed near Joplin, Montana. Their names are Zach Snyder, Don Varnado, and Margie Varnado. Every week in the United States, flags are lowered to half-staff to honor the lives of Americans whose communities are mourning their loss. Here are the most recent half-staff memorial flag honors. Flags in Kentucky have been lowered to honor the memory of all of the Kentuckians lost to COVID-19, including the more than 30 educators and K-12 school employees. Flags in Indiana have been lowered to honor the memory of Representative Steve Davison of Salem. Flags in Utah have been lowered to honor the memory of Marine Staff Sergeant Taylor Hoover. Flags in Wisconsin have been lowered to honor the memory of Navy Fireman First Class Kenneth E. Durnenberg, who lost his life during the attack on Pearl Harbor, and Officer Joseph Kerr of the City of Fond du Lac Police Department, who lost his life in the line of duty due to complications from COVID-19. Flags in Iowa have been lowered to honor the memory of U.S. Navy Petty Officer Third Class Eli Olson, who was killed at Pearl Harbor during World War II. His remains were recently recovered and will be buried with military honors. Flags in Kansas have been lowered in honor of the more than 6,000 Kansans whose lives were lost due to COVID-19 and the families they left behind. Flags in South Dakota have been lowered to honor the memory of former State Representative Robert Weber. Flags in Maryland have been lowered to honor the memory of Maryland Army National Guard Specialist Joseph DePasquale. Flags in Maine have been lowered to honor the memory of Hancock County Sheriff Deputy Luke Gross, who was struck and killed by a motor vehicle in the line of duty. Flags in Tennessee have been lowered to honor the memory of Justice Cornelia A. Clark. Flags in Colorado have been lowered to honor the memory of Denver Fire Department technician Jeff Billingsley. This week also marks several notable anniversaries. 1 year ago this week, singer and songwriter Helen Reddy died at the age of 78. 5 years ago this week, golf legend Arnold Palmer died at the age of 87. 30 years ago this week, jazz trumpeter Miles Davis died at the age of 65. Soul Train creator and host Don Cornelius was born 85 years ago this week. He died in 2012 at the age of 75. Actress Deborah Kerr was born 100 years ago this week. She died in 2007 at the age of 86. And TV personality Ed Sullivan was born 120 years ago this week. He died in 1974 at the age of 73. You can read more about the lives of the people featured in this video on Legacy.com. You can also follow Legacy.com on Facebook and subscribe to our channel on YouTube to stay up to date on national news, deaths, and reactions.